Hi guys, so I got a request from a friend of mine, Mary, who wanted to see what can be done using a household item as like a long screwdriver, one of the really long screwdrivers, how you can use that to defend yourself with. And I've got a pair of SI here. I don't have a long screwdriver, but I'm going to use my SI to show you how you can be used. This will probably be a 3-video series for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So stay tuned. Hi guys. So the first thing that I want to get at is literally how quickly a screwdriver or something small like that can be really implemented. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is, remember in my knife videos how I've been showing and telling you about always hiding the length, always hiding the fact that you have a weapon, hiding the, you don't want your opponent to know that you have a weapon until he's hit by it. And that's just the way it has to be. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is literally to hide it like this, okay? Now, for this demonstration, I realize that these prongs don't exist. So understand that these prongs for a screwdriver, obviously, what screwdriver has prongs on the side of it? It doesn't. Okay, so understand that. However, it does have a long shaft like this, and it does have a point. So that's why I'm using the side. So anyway, first thing that you're going to do is when you grab your screwdriver, this is one of those ounce of preparation is worth a pound to cure things. If I already have it in my hand and it's concealed, that helps. Now, when you're grabbing something to conceal it, you don't grab it like this, okay? You want to extend your fingers past it a little bit and just kind of hook these two fingers into whatever crevice you can of that instrument, so that it looks like your hand is just resting, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, a screwdriver has a very small shaft, okay? Now the thing about that is that you will not be able to get the power behind it to do a finishing blow per se with that. So what you are going to do instead is you're going to flick. You're going to flick that out. You're going to basically snap from the wrist, and you're going to just flick, okay? If you're going to strike with it. Understand too, striking with the bottom part of your screwdriver is not going to help you much. All the power and all the effect is going to be right there in that tip. This is where your tip's going to be for all your stabbing. It's going to be where it's going to be for all your power transfer. So you're going to want to use that tip to flick out, okay? Alright, so now we've gone past that. Alright, so let's go over the first few techniques. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use the 9 basic attacks like you would for sword arts. I'll redo that for you. Temple, temple, rib cage, rib cage, okay? You can go up under the knee or to the hip, hip, okay? Hair splitter, in other words, you can hit them straight in the groin, straight to the top, and then a thrust. So those are your basic 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice with that, I'm always flicking this out. And when I come up under, I can just as easily go for the hip, or I can go straight for the knee. You hit somebody in the knee with something like this with a lot of snap to it, it's going to hurt. So there's your basic 9. So you got the 8 as a wheel around, and then the stab in the middle. Okay? Now then, to deflect those, you're going to go here, just like the sword. Once again, you're going to go here. Okay? So if the first one's coming at your head this way, My defense is going to be to raise my screwdriver here, creating a block situation so that any weapon that's come here is going to be deflected off. I'm also going to step my body out of the way. Okay, so now their weapon is here, it's sliding off. By the end, their weapon is right here at my hand. Where's my body? All the way over here. So that's creating space for me away from their weapon. So, boom, okay? I've created space. Now I'm just coming back around with that to straight to the neck or the temple. Okay? From the other side. Okay? Now if it's coming from this side, I can deflect or parry that out just quickly. Just snap at that hand or that knife or that weapon, whatever it is, that's coming towards my face. I just snap it right out, step in, and snap right to the neck here. Okay? So it can be bam, bam. Okay? Just bam, bam. Okay? If it's coming to the side, I'm just going to turn my body, block it here, use a force block here, and then just follow up here. Okay? You'll notice that a lot of these movements are similar to what you would use in a sword fight or using a sword. So, you know, a lot of these movements are still the same. So, you'll find that. When this strike here comes, once again, stepping out, bringing this here to check it or to block it. Now you can also smack it, but you want to check, you want to bring this weapon, you want this to be in between their weapon and you at all times, no matter what happens. This always has to be in between you and your opponent at all times. So you're going to bring it here, and then you're just going to come back across. Okay? If it comes to the low, notice what I'm doing. I'm stepping out with my right, I'm diving this down to protect my leg, getting my leg out of the way by stepping behind using a cat step. So here's what's going to happen. It's coming towards my knee. Okay? So I'm stepping out to the right immediately. I'm diving this down to block the attack. I'm stepping behind with a cat step and then following up to the head. Okay? So once again, I'm from here, I see that coming, stepping out and blocking at the same time, cat stepping and attacking. Okay? Now, from the other side, I don't have to worry about cat stepping out of the way as much. I'm going to still cat step, but I'm going to be able to block this faster by just doing this. Okay, so step out to the left, block here, okay? And now that I'm in this position here, I can just go straight in for my stab here. Okay? So that covers the lower stuff. Now then, we're going to go for the one coming straight up. Say somebody tries an attack from below. Okay, first thing you're going to do, you're going to step back in a circle, in a 90-degree circle. Let me show you how that works. As soon as that comes towards my groin, I'm dropping this leg back. I'm displacing my body. I am not, right? I am not this. I'm rotating around my foot. This here is what displaces my body. I'm displacing. Okay? And then at the same time I'm crashing this down. Okay? I'm not worried about how much damage I'm doing at this point. After I've got that crash down, I can go ahead and grab that wrist. Okay? And then strike from there. Or I can pull it out and then stab from there. Okay? Either way, from this point I have control of that weapon. I have control of my opponent right here. I've displaced my body, so my body is away. Okay? Now if he retracts that arm, okay, now I can go back into a different stance and prepare for the next attack. Okay? Alright. So now let's talk about the one that's coming to the head. Okay, like I showed you before with the sword defenses. Stepping to the side, bringing this up. Once again, stepping to the side, bringing this up, causing a roof lock situation so that the weapon is deflected away from my body, which allows me to come back around to the head. Okay? The next one is the one that's a stab or a pierce to the center. Stepping to the side immediately. I'm moving my right foot out. I'm displacing my left foot behind it, same as I did before with the one coming up from the groin. But at the same time, I'm bringing this one across. I'm just bringing this implement or the screwdriver in front of my body, shielding it as I'm stepping out of the way. So I'm knocking their weapon here, and now I'm following up here. Okay? So that pretty much is the first 9 basic attacks, 9 basic defenses. Okay? Now something, now you've realized that, let's talk about targets. Okay. This is a thin, it's going to be a thin point. Okay, so you're not going to be able to swing this thing like a club and expect to break bone, per se. What you will be able to do, though, is you will be able to strike the joint and manipulate. Okay, so if I have my arm like this, and this is going to be an involuntary movement, and if you doubt me, try it yourself. If you take something like this and you hit that arm, that hand's going to jump. Okay, you hit that joint, that arm is going to jump. Okay, so you know you're going to hit the joint here, you're going to hit the muscle, you're going to hit the wrists, you're going to hit the shoulder. Okay, if you can hit the clavicle you could probably actually break with this, because it doesn't take much to break the collarbone. So if you just do a quick snap straight to that collarbone, that will cause most likely enough damage to that collarbone where it can break. If you break somebody's collarbone, if you've ever had broken collarbone, you know that entire side, that entire limb is out of commission. So, you know, you snap that collarbone, that limb is out of commission. So, literally, if you were in a position, you know, where somebody did something and you had to block here, you know, you can just snap that collarbone right there. Okay? So, and once you've got one, you can snap the other one just as easily. So it's just bam bam, right? So that's something to be aware of. So you've got your wrist, you got the inside of the forearm, you've got the elbow, you've got the collarbone. Obviously, you hit anything in the neck, it's going to have quite a bit of an effect. I'm going to kind of leave that one as it is for right now, because that's more of an advanced thing. But understand that if you hit the neck anywhere, it's not going to be good for the home team, for them. The ribs, you smack them ribs, they're very delicate against something that's metal, especially something that's got some snap to it. You know, you hit the ribs, that will have an effect. Okay, something else that'll have an effect, the groin, obviously. Okay, a stab to the center, just under the sternum, it's going to have an effect. Can a screwdriver go through the sternum? Depends on how much force you have behind it. So, you know, that's a little bit beyond, but it could be done. Pretty much anything. Oh, by the way, when we're talking about stabbing and things like that, anything from here on up, from just about under the nipples area and on up, that place, especially if you're studying anatomy, that place is covered with vital arteries and such. You got the lungs here, you got the heart in the middle, you got all the arteries that go with the heart, you got arteries even under your armpits. I mean, so if you stab or cause enough damage up here through a cutting implement, it's going to cause pretty severe effects. So anyway, you also got your groin. Okay, that's an effective one. You smack the knees. Okay, a lot of people don't understand that, yeah, your knees are tough, but they're also very susceptible to things. So once again, like I was telling you before, there's that tendon behind the knee that if you hit it, it's going to cause that leg to buckle. Okay? So if you, right, it's going to cause that leg to buckle. Alright? And it's just right here. It's right here. Okay? So not only can you strike the knee up here, you can hit it behind. Okay? Also, if you've got the Achilles tendon that you can strike it. So there's a lot of things that you can do. And more to the point, if someone's coming after you and you have a chance and you stab them in the thigh with a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver, that kind of takes away some of their it takes away some of their anger towards you, because they're slightly distracted because now they have a screwdriver sticking out of the leg like this. Okay? So that's something else to be thinking of. But anyway, that does it for the basic stuff. Next one will be the intermediate. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your time. Defend your homes wisely.